another episode. We really appreciate for your continuous support. Una keep watching, you may subscribe, and you're sharing it off. We really say thank you very much. Thank you for the feedbacks that tumekuwa tukipokea from our previous episodes. It has been so useful for us in, recreating these things na kutengeneza show yenye na kubamba na it's educative. Now today, this is one of the best episodes I know. Probably we'll learn a lot, and probably you have heard about the personal temperaments. You have heard them. Are they even true? Do they even make any effort in our lives? Should we even trust them? Do they make sense in our lives? And one of the quotes is, probably you've been born with a few siblings, but from the same mother, from the same father, but you guys approach life in a different way. And this has been proven as one of the ways to actually explain that matter. Now, this is a theory that began long ago. When you're doing your personal history, utapata, it began around many years, even before Jesus was born, by the famous psychologist. The psychologist, his name is Hippocrates, okay? And many years. I don't know how those guys knew a lot of biology in the sense. I mean, the wisdom was so high. And today we are going to discuss the personal traits of these 4 individuals. And what we are truthing or trashing, are they even true? Are they even real? Do we adopt them as believers? Do we adopt them into the household of believers? Ama hizi bado ni fairy tales za ukweli ama urongo? And do they even help us understand people? Do they even help us understand our spouses, our parents? We understand that some of our uncles and some of our fathers born in the same house, they run their homes differently, yet they are born in the same house. Do they even help us understand anything? Just put a comment over there and tell us, do we truth them or do we trash them? Na kama kawaida, I'm joined with our friend, Mr. Elon. MK, karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this is yet another episode ya Truth or Trash. Tunakanyaga pole pole.
Pole pole tu.
Exactly. Just jimwae. Tunasema jimwae. Introduce yourself. Jimwae ndugu yangu.
Kiswahili linikataa mahali.
Watoka bara.
Mimi ni wa hapa Nakuru.
Okay.
But anyway, we really appreciate. My name once again is Elon Karaoke, and I'm born again. And so welcome to the new episode. It's going to be a nice one, and I hope you're going to learn a lot from us.
Exactly. Now, the biggest question, Elon, is these temperaments, are they even real? Are they even true? Do you have them? Do I have them?
Okay.
Yes.
Should I truth it or should I trash it?
Yes, exactly. Truth it, trash it. Are they even true? Do we believe them?
Before I ever truth it or even trash them,
okay.
First of all, Dan, it's good to understand that we as believers, even before we got born again, we really need to understand who we really are before getting born again, and what are we after being born again. Yeah, we need to understand who is this man, this fallen creation. Who are we? Why do we need salvation? So we really need to look at the root of things before we even conclude whether they are supposed to be truthed or whether they're supposed to be trashed. So yeah, the personalities, personally, I'm going to say yes, it's true. They have an effect in our lives because they have been tested over time. I think, Dan, I was telling you some time back that you cannot go against a law. You cannot break a law. In fact, it is the law that's going to break you. Yeah, principles are there. They do exist. So there are certain principles. If you break them, actually, they are those which are going to break you. For example, you cannot go against the law of gravity. If you go against the law of gravity, you're the one who's going to get hurt. And in fact, the law will continue being applicable.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, I'm amazed. So you're truthing it or trashing it?
I'm going to truth it.
Wow, for the first time you have truth something under truth or trash.
Yes.
Yo. Now let's get down to business. They are the 4 personality or personal temperaments.
Yeah.
We have the sanguine.
We have the phlegmatic.
The
phlegmatics.
We have the melancholy. And we have the choleric.
The cholerics.
Now, and they are grouped in terms of, the outgoing ones. na wale ambao wako reserved.
Yes. Wanaitwa introverts and extroverts. Yes.
Let's begin with the introverts. And is there anything wrong with being an introvert? Because currently sahi unapigia msona muuliza, uko wapi? Tunaweza kuwa na mpango kesho. Nakwambia niko busy sana.
Ako busy, nako kwa nyumba amelala. Anaona TV, anaona series.
Is there anything wrong with being an introvert? Ile design ya msee unakosa connections. Kuna connections unakosa za muhimu. Is there anything wrong with being an introvert?
Then it's good to understand too much of something is poisonous. So you cannot say that you just love being introvert too much. Neither can you say you love being extrovert too much, because you're going to miss a lot. We are supposed to avoid the extremes. But if we can balance, then everything might be fine. Otherwise we cannot say that it is wrong to be an extrovert or it is wrong to be an introvert, because we all have different personalities. We have different temperaments. The best thing to do is to understand them rather than judging.
So understanding is the key.
Understanding is the key.
Now the first introvert.
Now the first introvert, let me begin by saying we have introverts and extroverts, and the extroverts we have the sanguine and the cholerics. Okay? And the introverts we have the melancholy and the phlegmatics.
That is melancholy and the phlegmatic.
Those are the introverts.
Yes, before we even get to the specific individual, the specific groups, maybe we define who is an introvert.
Who is an introvert?
Yes.
An introvert is somebody who loves being indoors, somebody who is very much reserved. These people don't like social activities. They love being in a conducive or a peaceable or a place where it is just a homely environment, where they're just familiar with the surrounding environment. They don't they are not outgoing. That is an introvert.
Okay. Hawa ni wasiwapendi sherehe.
Kuambia tu wakae nyumbani wako tu sawa. Very comfortable. In fact, most of them are ladies. A vast majority of introverts, most of them are ladies.
They need convincing for them. Hiyo tuko na charity function fulani. But they don't see the sense wako introvert. They are so reserved.
Hapana. In fact, they make time to what is important to them. If it is important to them, very important, then they will go out.
Okay.
But if it doesn't concern them much, wanakatupa nje.
Wanaitrash mapema.
Yes.
So the first one, choleric.
Those are extroverts.
Extroverts. Yes. We begin with melancholy.
We can begin with melancholies.
Yes.
And melancholies. Okay, let me alert the viewers one thing, that these personalities they are all psychological. And one thing is, according to the research that has been found, most people don't choose their personalities. Okay. Once they're born, most of them find themselves that personality, but as they grow, they tend to associate themselves with others. So one of the things that can affect your personality is your surrounding environment, the people you interact with. They can really dictate how you do your things, which personality you are in. So this personality was put forward by a physician. I think he was a doctor then in those long years ago. And the main aim was to understand human beings in different perspectives. So most human beings are categorized in 4 groups, and that's what we have said. We have the cholerics, the sanguine, melancholy, and the phlegmatics. So each and every one of us, most of us are in those 4 major groups, though some are mixed. Unapata mtu ako sanguine choleric, mwingine maybe ako melancholic, sijui something. But the 4 main ones are those that we have mentioned: the phlegmatics, melancholies, cholerics, and the sanguines.
So before we move to the next step, so maybe we will also need to answer this question: can someone fall between 2 of them? And how do you know exactly mimi ni melancholy ama mimi ni choleric? That is after we are through with this. So we want to begin with melancholy. We have said these guys have a negative attitude.
Okay, that's they're on the weakness part of it.
They are fearful. And they are very calm. They are those guys who really love analytical, and they are very secretive. They value relationships and they put a lot of energy in it. They have a small inner circle. And actually they are difficult to open up.
Yes.
And they live in fantasy because of their small, relationship. And actually there is one, I don't know if you'll agree with this one. They are slow eaters and they hardly gain weight.
They
I don't know how to do that.
They know to keep shape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now describe to us who is a melancholy.
Now a melancholy, this is the kind of personality that first of all they are introverts. Now them being an introvert, they have certain strengths and certain weaknesses. So some of their strength is that one of them, they're very analytical. Dan hawa ni wale watu, until things make sense to them, hawata settle down. Sijui kushaona wale watu.
They want
details. Yeah. And then another thing, they're very emotional. Hawa watu Dan wanajaa maraka na kuwafurahisha si rahisi.
Okay.
They're very hard to please. Okay? Another thing, they don't trust people easily.
Okay.
They're very much reserved.
Okay.
And some of them, Dan, you'll come to realize, them being analytical, they love small. They're very much interested in small details. But one of the strengths I love about them is that they're very musical. Most of them tupata pale kwa praise and worship team. Sijui kushaona Dan. Wanapenda kuimba, and then they know how to remove the emotional aspect of it. Yeah. So unaona msichana ama kijana anashindwa, kwa nini mimi huwa na jamjama haraka? You know, kwa nini mimi huwa nakuwa na hiki kiasira na sijui kucontrol, you know, vitu kaa hizo. Ni because maybe hajaelewa personality yake, hajaelewa kuna strength ako nazo na kuna weakness ako nazo. So some of the strength that they're very persistent. They are very much apart from being persistent, they know how to most of them, they become good mothers. They are very self-sacrificing. Apart from that, they are very considerate, they are very orderly, they are very scheduled. Jana watu wanapenda kwenda straight, asubuhi akiamka anapenda kutengeneza bed yake,
details.
These are people that they are very much orderly. Wanakuwa na timetable. Then wanaona tu interfere na timetable yao kidogo hivi wanaweza kuchukia. So those are some of the strengths that they. But sasa tukikuja kwa weakness, hapa ndio unakuwa
before you go to the weakness, inner circle. Inner circle. Their friendship. How is their friendship?
These people don't trust people easily. And most of them tutasikia wanajiita loners. They love being alone because they don't trust people. And once you betray them, that trust is hard for you to gain them, to gain it back.
Yes. Can you join it with, we say they have fantasy when it comes to relationship. Ni wasi wanapenda kufantosa.
Wanafikiria tu, wana create castles.
Does it make them overthinkers? And the inner circle, does it make them have a lot of fantasy? Ile design wangetamani vitu fulani.
By the way, Dan, one of the things nimesahau kukwambia, they are overthinkers. Hawa watu ndio wa open up. In fact, watu wanakufanya depression sana, they are melancholies. Because they close things inside. And then they are very secretive. They are very loyal. These are people you can give them a secret. Wana feature for good. Hakuna time wataifunguka.
The pure saying ile ya a secret is safe between two individuals. Kwa melancholy hiyo ni kama mtu mmoja.
Kwa melancholy
these guys are safe.
Yeah. And then, by the way, they are very loyal.
I need to look for friends who are melancholies, man. I don't want my secrets spilling everywhere.
And then they are very idealistic, by the way. Yeah, they have, ni watu wanakaga chini wanafikiria, and then they come up with very brilliant ideas. And they make sure that it is come to fruition. They are very much into perfecting those ideas.
Now, their weaknesses, do we call them weaknesses? Weaknesses.
Yeah, their weaknesses. And one of the major weakness is that emotional aspect of it inaweza kuwa both sides, because sometimes being emotional, it can be a strength.
It can also hurt you.
Yeah, but weaknesses is they are very emotional. Hawa ni wale watu wakikupenda Dan, wanakupenda na roho yao yote. Na wakivunjika roho Dan, the walls are going to crumble.
Sikia wakina Masi, you've just mentioned the character
of someone that you know.
Wakina Masi, not you know Masi are ladies who
who have mercy.
Yes, they love you out of mercy.
Because of huruma.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they're very resentful. They're very insecure. Those are some of the things. Apart from that, they have most of them tend to have a negative attitude. When you tell them something, they tend to look at it on the negative side of it. Yes, so they are that's what they are. They're very depressed, very moody. Dan mtu anamkaa tu na emotions. Akiamka asikie leo hataki kwenda kanisa hataenda.
My emotions.
Most of them wanaenda na my emotions.
Emotions na drive.
By the way, kuna kitu inawasumbuaga sana, mostly ni emotions. That is a weakness. Another weakness, they are very revengeful. Dan ile makosa ulifanya 10 years ago, anaweza kukumbusha leo ulifanya saa ngapi, wakati mgani, and then they feel like they want to though most of them don't want to revenge, but they have that feeling that, you know what, that ka jealousy.
Jamaa anafanya kitu fulani.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are some of the things that they have.
Yes.
Those are some of the weakness that they have. And then they are very too sensitive. Too sensitive, too small details. Yeah, and then they're very critical. Na critical ni ile kukua criticizer, you know. You look at things on the negative side of it, and then you criticize.
Ni udaku iko imeenda shule.
Udaku imeomoka.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those are some of the weaknesses. Now, in psychology, what you tell them to do is that even though they have found this weakness, they should work on them.
Okay.
They have good strength. Being loyal is good. Being analytical at times is good. Making sure that details fit. Being able to keep other people's secrets without exposing them. That is something good.
Okay.
We really commend of that.
Okay.
But psycho weakness, they look at them and they work on them. Yeah, their main weakness is anger.
Yes. Okay. Now, two issues from the melancholies.
Uh-huh.
Number one, most of these strengths and weaknesses, they sound to be like feminine. Do we have men who are melancholy?
Hey, wengi done.
Yeah.
Aya, nimekutana na kadhaa. Hey. Okay, let me give a good example in the Bible. Should I use the Bible?
Yes.
For example, you have somebody like Moses. Moses alikuwa na issue with to do with anger. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Anger, okay. Moses was a perfectionist. Yeah. He was alikuwa anataka watu obey sheria to the full.
Fulani hivi.
Yeah. Na kiitwa na Mungu, one of the things Mungu alimwambia, alikuwa anamuita. But Moses akasema nini? Aliangalia the disadvantages akonazo. Ati you know mimi, I cannot speak. The negative part of it. Okay? But him being a man, him being that perfectionist, you know, he led more than 2 million people. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. So they can become a very good leader, people who can be trusted. This person was trusted by God. Yeah. So yes, men can have that thing. What do you call? It may look feminine because that's the society concept of thing, but it is distributed all over. Ni vile tu wanaume wanajua kufungia, wapendi kufunguka sana, but it is there.
Okay. The next group, introverts from melancholy.
We have the phlegmatics.
Yes, the phlegmatics.
Yes.
Now we say that these guys are very calm. They are likable. Hawa ni wase unaonaga they are likable. Hawa ni wase kwa class wakikuja wamechelewa, they are not punished because they are liked by everyone.
Yeah.
Now, tunasema they have high emotional strength. They are peacemakers. They are very understanding. They are hard workers and supportive. And they are dependent. And actually, they are loyal. They are so true to anger.
Okay, anger, not much.
Yes.
They know how they're very reserved.
Okay.
Rarely will you find them angry.
They are trustworthy.
Yeah.
They are submissive. They love a quiet and serene environment.
Yeah.
And they are great listeners.
Good.
Yes. Disadvantages, the weaknesses, their kindness at heart easily taken advantage of, and they get hurt easily. They are lazy.
Hey, and slow and sluggish.
Yes, and they are fearful.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get into them. The phlegmatics.
Yeah, those are the second group of introverts.
Yes.
And most of them, then you come to realize, and wale watu, they are like cats or like pets. They are very likable.
Oh,
okay? These people, they are calm. And wale watu wenye, then if you trust them with your own they are wanakusikiliza vizuri. They are very soft. Dana watu wapendi offense. Ni mtu ambaye anaweza apologize kwako more than 10 times just to make things right with you. They are very friendly. They are very calm. You know, and wale watu dan very pleasant. They are very pleasant because they are introverts. They are very welcoming. They are very submissive. As a matter of fact, men who are about to marry, they love such kind of ladies, the phlegmatics.
Yes, I was going there.
In fact, phlegmatics make the best wives simply because they are very submissive. They know how to obey the law. Sasa shida inakuwaga they don't know how to lead, but they know how to follow. They are very good at that.
They are good followers.
Yeah, they are very shy. Most of them are satisfied. Then phlegmatic ukimwachia 200 sahi,
anaweza work nayo.
Hiyo ametosha. They are very satisfied. Hata uenda interview mahali and then phlegmatic akuje and then umwambie enda kwa kulipa maybe kiwango fulani. Most of them they don't argue. They love wanapenda sana kukubaliana na watu. They are very friendly. And then they are very satisfied, very controlled, very pleasant. Those are some of the things, that's some of the strength that they have.
Okay. Now their strength, what is the difference between phlegmatic and melancholy? Now, what ni introverts? What's the difference? What is this one thing yenye? Someone who is falling between the two and as I say, this is an outstanding character that will cause me to actually know niko phlegmatic, I mean melancholy.
Oh, okay. Like I've said, melancholies are perfectionists. Okay, and these people, they make sure that they do things to the end.
Okay.
The phlegmatics,
Hawa ni wasi hata
they
just
by the way,
lazy.
yeah, they are lazy. By the way, most of them hata wapendi kuongea. Okay. Melancholics when they talk sense. Na unaweza kuongea maneno mbili yenye itakudunga ndani. Phlegmatics, they are there to listen more than talk. Yeah. And then melancholies mostly are musical. They love music. They're too much into music. Most of them tutapata wanaenda wana dance, wanaimba, worship songs, doing good things. But phlegmatics wako too. They're not active much.
The weaknesses of a phlegmatic. The weaknesses of a phlegmatic.
Okay, I love this personality because it is funny. Because one of the weaknesses is that they're very lazy. They're very lazy. They are very shy, and then they're very reserved. And what to done, they don't like taking steps. Taking a risk, uambie mtu mwingine, but not the phlegmatics. Mtu anaprefer kukaa tu aambiwe. Dan unaweza kuwa hapo na kikombe unataka ioshwe. Hata isijiambia mpaka umwambie chukua kikombe fanya nini? Osha. That's a weakness. Okay?
So with their character ya kupenda kufollow, they are not risk takers and they are lazy not unless they are given a direction.
They're given a direction.
Okay, makes sense.
It makes sense. Another thing is they're very plain. They're aimless.
They don't have a name in life.
Watu wanapenda kufuata wengine. So wenyewe awanaga hiyo self drive. At I have something that is driving me. Most of them, they prefer to be driven. So you'll find that another thing is that them being slow, they compromise a lot. And wale watu done, they don't want to offend you, so they compromise. As a matter of fact, even if they have principles, those principles can be broken because they are compromising. Yeah, they compromise a lot. But the strength is, these people, they are among the most loyal. Hawa watu ndo wanaweza keep friendship ya more than 20 years, 30 years. They're very good at that.
Again, phlegmatic seems like more of feminine, but kuna mahali inaleta. I don't know why these two introverts look more of feminine. We still have phlegmatics who are majama.
Wengi sana. Ushaisikia ukienda Nyeri ukasikia wale watu wanasema ati wanakontroliwa na bibi. Most of them are phlegmatics. Kituka hiyo. Anyway, because they love being controlled. Yeah. Now one of the things about the phlegmatics, most of them are being told it is good they associate themselves with the cholerics because the cholerics, they have sense of direction. We're going to look at cholerics later. When they associate with them, at least they can bring a balance.
Now, before we talk out from the introverts, career opportunities.
Career opportunities
for a melancholy. What melancholy ni kazi gani hawezi? Huyu jamaa akifanya hii kazi
perfect.
Ataitupa hii ni mbaya na yeye. Which is that? Yenye melancholy hawezi fanya.
Yenye melancholy hawezi fanya?
Yes.
Melancholy atakagi hizi kazi za kama marketing. Hizi kazi za kumove from one place to another. They do, because they are introverts.
Wanauza loans. Lazima wakuconvince hii life assurance itakugarantii.
Hao watu wapendi, wanapenda guarantee. Hawapendagi patapotea. You know, yes, wanataka kitu yenye ni sure bet. So kuna kazi zenye hawezi fanya. Wendo ambie, si ati hawezi fanya pase, unajua economy to them hawapendi. It doesn't make sense to them. Hizi kazi za movement like entertainment, moving from one place to another, jumping from one region to another,
MC.
Zizo, they are not part. Zikuwa kindani yao sana.
Then what's in them? Ni career gani melancholy akichukua hii anaipiga perfect.
Now, because tumeona they're perfectionists and they're very analytical, the best place they can work is in a banking institution.
Numbers.
Yeah, things to do with figures, things to do with finances. They are apart from that, they are also good in secret keeping. So they can become big and good secretaries.
Ukiwa boss unataka siri za
kampuni zikae. Huyu melancholies are the best. And then another thing, melancholies, they are also good in music. So they can follow a very nice career path in music. Because they are very musical. And unapata church when they lead worship, unasikia mpaka umetulia mahali.
Ama wale wase wa bafu, you know? Morning showers.
They are very good at it. And then they love keep. By the way, they are strict and they are timekeepers. Hao watu wapenda ku keep time. Any program that is scheduled from one time to another, then they fit there very well.
Phlegmatic.
The Phlegmatics.
One Bible character in the Bible is Abraham.
Abraham. Yeah, by the way, yeah, thank you. You have reminded me.
Yes.
Abraham, you can see, was very obliging. He was very friendly. He was very obedient. As a matter of fact, Biblian record as, I think, God's best friend. Something like the sort.
Yes.
Because huyu jamaa alikuwa obey.
Angekuwa dependent. Mzee alienda kusacrifice
Isaac.
I mean, God could depend on that
on
person.
That, yeah. In fact, he's the father of faith.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm even thinking how you go sacrifice your own son.
Hata wacha hiyo Dan.
I mean, you're dependable.
Dan, wacha hiyo. Do you remember kuna time Abraham mwenyewe hakuwa anaweza kupata mtoto, si ndio?
Yes.
Okay? Na time kwenda Sarah alimwambia nini? Go and sleep with my maiden.
Yes.
Nani alikuwa anaitwa nani that maiden? Nani alikuwa the
his name. What's her name?
Hagar.
Yes.
Hagar. Yeah. So alikuwa alienda akaambia Abraham, go and sleep with my maiden and then you can produce a child at least tupate mtoto.
Yes.
Abraham obedient. Zup. Akaenda hivyo. Very much obedient.
I don't want to make my wife angry. I'm very obedient.
Ataki.
I mean, that guy was obedient.
Very.
Yes. Now, career opportunities for phlegmatics.
Phlegmatics.
Yes.
Phlegmatics, since they are very much reserved,
yes.
Things to do with the office, whereby they are reserved there. Like, for example, things like nursing. You see nurses, how they care for people. They are the best. Teachers, our limu, because they know how to nurture. Not by the way, not the strength is mentioned here, the phlegmatics, they are very patient with life. Uni mtu atakungoja for years because they have that faith and they have that hope. Not all uziki hope haraka. Okay? So one of the careers, they are good in nurturing. They can nurture children.
Yes.
They are best teachers, can make best nurses. Apart from these careers that require nurturing, they can do that. Yes.
Thank you for joining in this episode. And I hope you have learned one or two things. And remember, this is not to justify why you should act the way you are acting, but it's to help you understand you more and know what you can change. This is Truth or Trash, Biblical Conversations in the House, and my name is Gyoshe Mbogwa. See you on our next episode.